Namaste, friends. Today we will analyze a chart wherein the native wants to find out whether he can get married or not. So, whenever we talk about marriage, we need to analyze the seventh cuspal sublord as per KP because seventh house is the house of marriage. Now, the first indication that we get when we analyze the seventh cuspal sublord is there could be a delay because Saturn is the seventh CSL. But this alone cannot help us, give out an answer. We still need to analyze Saturn and see what is Saturn capable of delivering. So let's go to planets. Let's understand what is Saturn giving us. Saturn is in the 12th house and owns 4 and 5. And as we know in KP, every planet gives the results of its star lord as well. So, star lord is Rahu. Rahu is in the 8th house. Now, whenever we analyze Rahu or Ketu, we also need to look at its sign lord. Sign lord in this case for Rahu is Mercury. So, Mercury is also going to contribute results of 4, 9, and 12. Now, when we talk about marriage, there are three houses which become extremely important. One is the seventh house itself, which is the primary house of marriage. Then there is the second house and also the 11th house. But when we try and analyze Saturn, we don't see any of these houses coming up. Neither do we see second house, seventh house, nor the 11th house is available. Let's also see if there is some planet aspecting Saturn. So you can see here that Mars actually has an eighth aspect on Saturn. Now, Mars is capable of giving us results of fifth house, seventh house, and second house. So, we see two houses which are playing an important role for the marriage. But please keep in mind that eighth aspect of Mars is very, very challenging. So, although Mars is capable of giving us 7 and 2, it throws a lot of challenges. Moreover, we also need to see whether the sublord for the planet that we are analyzing is capable of giving us an approval in the sense it should at least give us some kind of a hint that okay, this particular event can take place. So we don't see any of the houses here should have been either second, seventh, or 11th, but we don't see any of it again because the sublord for Saturn is again Saturn, so this gets repeated. So nowhere we are getting confirmation for the marriage. The second part here is if you look at planet to house aspects, you can also see that the seventh house is actually bothered by Mercury. It's hit by Mercury at 90 degrees. So, at least during the DBA of Mercury, the marriage cannot happen. First of all, we see that there is no promise itself coming from Saturn, and secondly, we also see that the seventh house is impacted negatively by Mercury. But let's also just see if the current dasha can play a role. Now you can see that the current dasha is Jupiter. Jupiter is generally seen as a benefic planet and it is divine grace. But let's see what is Jupiter capable of giving us. Now if you see here, Jupiter is actually negating the marriage. You see the first house, the sixth house, and along with Saturn, Jupiter's star lord is Saturn, so Jupiter will also give the results of Saturn again. So what is happening here? There is again the 12th house which is coming up. So there are no positive houses being signified by either the 7th CSL nor the current dasha. So we can pretty much say that the marriage in this particular lifetime is no, not possible for this native. So I hope you have understood the analysis part of it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.